Yo, what's good, everybody? JayPing here, checking in live, man. RespectMyRegion.com. Coming to you guys live from another episode of the New Jersey Cannabis Podcast. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest representing New Jersey, specifically Roselle, New Jersey. This is Dharsh Casinathen. Let me say it correct. And she is the president and co-founder of this dispensary called Joyleaf. And you guys have a delivery service, which is officially going to start doing deliveries as of this upcoming Monday. And so, Darsh, I really appreciate you being on our podcast today as a guest. As I mentioned, today is the third official episode. Today's episode actually brought to you guys by Seedless Media. For those of you guys that are unfamiliar with Seedless Media, type in seedless.media in your URL, and you guys will identify a marketing agency that is really great at just making their clients money at the end of the day. 200 plus clients, all of them. I think he said a 90% retention rate. It's just a really great opportunity for everybody to who has a retail, who's interested in growing their business, to give my guy Steve a call. Now, the episode is not about Seedless. The episode is about Joyleaf. So we're going to bring it back. I want to learn about you today, Darsh. I'm excited to get to know you and hang out a little bit. We're going to spend about 30 to 40 minutes here together chatting about New Jersey, the leadership that you are specifically doing, the community building that you're a part of. We're going to talk products. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw you rolling a joint. I thought I saw some joint rolling motions.
Rolling a joint, and I'm
yeah. Let's shout out our cannabis providers today, our partners. I am actually smoking on Originals, which grows right next to Clade 9 in Los Angeles. And you're smoking Clade 9, which is...
And this wasn't planned. Like, I literally pulled this up, and you're like, you're Clade 9. I'm like, yes, that was who. I literally just came from the shop. It was
unplanned, orange push pop.
Right here.
Darsh is smoking good today. Like, that's some fire weed. Like,
yeah, I love what they do there, and they just came to Jersey. We do really well with them. They're in the store. We're gonna do more stuff with them, especially for the holiday season, about gifting joy, the gift of joy. These brands, Clade 9 will definitely be part of that.
It's pretty cool, man. For those of y'all that don't know, and of course, this episode is about Joyleaf. I'm going to say it. Joyleaf, Joyleaf, Joyleaf. Look it up. Google, search them. Support them. Visit them if you're near Newark or you're driving over there to Philly or something. Just make sure you pull up. Support a women-owned business. But Clade 9, their grow, 133,000 square foot facility. They used to make Mack trucks in their building, and they were producing tanks in the world wars of America. How cool is that? Certain things that only can happen on the East Coast are converting into cannabis, which is so cool.
It is really cool.
It's amazing.
Cool. Yes.
Now, Darsh, I want to learn about you because in my world and how I talk, you're a boss ass lady, right? You're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you're the co-founder of Joyleaf, you're the president. We're in a presidential race right now. And Darsh is the president of a company that is out there building massive and making major moves. So, Darsh, talk to me a little bit about Joyleaf. What do you do with Joyleaf? What is it like in your day-to-day as the president and as the co-founder? What does that look like for you?
Yeah. So when I think about Joyleaf, we started Joyleaf about 3 years ago, and we opened our doors December 9th of 2023. So it's coming up on 1 year, and that year really fast. And what I'm proud to say about what we created was there was a gap in the marketplace, and in particular of creating a space that creates a welcoming environment and creating a space that really thinks about the customer and patient first. And what that means is how can we give them education and allow the opportunity to really learn about cannabis. So what we do differently, and I believe at this time, there's about 171 recreational dispensaries in the state of New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And out of all of them, we are the only dispensary that when you walk through our doors, I will claim this, we are one of the most beautiful dispensaries in the state of New Jersey. So look us up and what we look like. And
we'll pull up your website and then your Google profile as well to just click through some photos here in a little bit.
And so what we do differently the moment that you walk in, you might know what you want, and that's great. And you can go check out really easily within like less than 5 minutes, you're in and out. If you don't know what you want, you can walk into our stores and believe it or not, you can shop the shelves. So we believe that we are creatures of habit. We already shop in our day-to-day lives for groceries, retail, anything we shop. We know. So when we go shop for something, we look at a product. We then see key attributes that help us give us more information. And then we make a decision. we took that same thought and logic and we brought that to Joyleaf. So in our store, you actually have grocery aisles, and in which you have flower section, you have a pre-roll section, you have a vape section, edible section, concentrates and topicals. So you can go to those specific product formats, and then you get to the shelf or the case. That product is showcased, the packaging, or even the inside, especially with edibles. We take those products out so then you can see what those products look like, because that's part of destigmatizing the plant, right? People don't know. People hear the word cannabis and they have this imagery that can be negative and can be like not what it's presented to be. And that was why we wanted to showcase these products to be like, this is what you're consuming. This is what it looks like. And this is potentially how it's going to make you feel. And so what I'm proud about Joyleaf, about not only the merchandising capabilities, like we put the products on the shelves, you get product cards that tell you how much THC is in it, what's the price, what's the size, and
Wow.
also a brief description of potentially how it's going to make you feel. And we believe at the end of the day, what we try to do is, it's a simple motto. When you walk through the door, it's helping you find the right product for the right moment. And so when people walk through our door, the right product for the right moment. And when you really think about it, there's 4 reasons why people come into our store. I meet these same customers. They want to sleep. They want to relax after a long day of whatever chaos is happening in their world. They want to treat a medical condition of some form. And then 4, they want to have a good time. Those are our 4 customers. And that's who walk through the door. So those are moments. And so what we try to do is really synthesize from them, what's the experience you're trying to create? And then once we hear those attributes, we're like, oh, these are the strains that can help achieve those particular attributes. So it's really about understanding our customer and then understanding what is their product preference and understanding their experience. And then we get right product for the right moment.
Darsh, you're a people person. You know, good leaders understand people. They understand people at scale. And what you're talking about is intentionality behind an experience. And not just an experience on customer service, because that's an umbrella at the end of the day. We're talking about peeling back these layers, or in what people call their pillars. You have 4 pillars within your customers, and you know what they're there for. Sleep, relaxation, we'll call it amplifying a moment, making something better, and I forget what the 4th one is.
It was a medical condition.
The medical conditions, yes. Which I am one of those. I buy specific products for specific moments. Matter of fact, the way that I was taught as a bud tender back in 2016 when I first got started by somebody that was she was the director of culture for a multi-location in Washington, right? And she said, and this is why I smiled and got so excited, is it sounded like I was right next to her again, chatting here with you. Finding the right products for the right moments.
Yes.
The power of that statement. I cannot tell you how many times that I, as a bud tender, was asking these people in downtown Seattle. Now, we're next to the baseball stadium. We're next to the football stadium. We're next to all the concert venues.
Yeah.
In an industrial area where you don't go there unless you're going to do something where you're spending money. And it was always, well, where are you going? What are you doing? Are you going to the Beyonce concert? Are you going to the baseball game? Are you going to go walk around Pike Place Market? And when you identify these things, you can find a strength. Well, you're on vacation. I imagine you don't want to hit something super gassy and be asleep in 2 hours.
Exactly.
Well, actually, I haven't eaten yet today. I'd love to do that, go to my hotel, and then go walk around. So can I actually have 2 joints? One for the relaxation, one for the doing, right?
Exactly. We have people exactly in that same example. People are like, I just want to relax. I don't want to sleep yet. I'm like, okay, we're talking about 2 different moments.
Yes.
When we talk about 2 different experiences, they're like, okay, right? So and part of this training really came from my Ganjier training that I took.
I was going to ask,
part
of that mindset had to have come from that, right?
It is. And I would say that I started that program. So one of the things that is important to Joyleaf is our expertise of education. And my business partner, who I started Joyleaf with, was like, hey, you're really passionate about the planet. And he's like, we need to be experts when we go, when we open. And that's because that allows people to, one, connect to a brand, an authentic brand, and
build trust.
Exactly. Right. And at the end of the day, I have to say, in the last over 300 days of we've been open, we've built trust where I have people be like, Darsh, just tell me what you want in a subscription box that I should smoke, and I will get it. And I was like, whoa, that's a whole different business.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think, and with Ganjier, it teaches you there's 4 things I learned from Ganjier: the history of this plant, the botany of this plant, the selling and the service of this plant, right?
Yes.
Science of this plant. And so those were the 4 things I learned, and that enabled us to really there's one component in, it's called set and setting. In any type of drug administration, whatever it is, the doctors even do it with us today. It's like, take it with food, take it at night.
Yes.
Those are settings, right? Of making sure that you're set up for the right experience in whatever medicinal product that you're taking. So
they literally print it off on the little instructions.
Exactly. That happens every day. So what we decided to do is, as I went through Ganjier, and at the end of the day, when I think about the brand, it came to us as we were doing the voice of the brand. I was like, yeah, I really just try to help people find the right product for the right moment. And they were like, that's it. That's it. And now that those words are on it's on a wall in our store, and that every day when people walk in, we start our huddle. What we're trying to do today is right product for the right moment. And that really came from the Ganjier bud tending like service protocol of set and setting, ensuring that the individual is in the right environment, has the right dose, is in a safe place that they can have safe and responsible use.
We want to, there's a word that it like applies, but it's also pretty aggressively edgy, and it's called user error, because it assumes that they made an error as if they were given the opportunity to ever know about the right way to have done it, right?
Exactly.
And because you go into so many dispensaries, and it may not be yours, but the majority of them are this way. Hey, how's it going? Oh, good to see you, Joey. Oh yeah, Darsh, oh yeah, what you got for me today? Indica sativa hybrid. Oh my God. And then I'm saying, look, yo, I'm industry. I don't buy that way. I was like, do you still buy that way? I kind of like identify where they're at in that conversation. And you got to think, I'm point of the 0.0000001%. That is not that my mom, my grandma, her friends, the regular consumers out there, where they're just, I mean, when was the last time we went into a grocery store and you really asked for help about every product you were buying? Never. Right?
And that was the problem to solve, Joey. You said it perfectly. I'm a customer and a patient first. Like, I use it medicinally as well. And in my experience, when I became a medical patient, it was a year before we even started or I started Joyleaf, and I had a horrible experience when I walked into a dispensary, and I remember how it made me feel: the uncertainty, the nervousness, and just asking questions, and asking questions to someone who might not know the answer, or doesn't even know how to wasn't trained. And then that was a problem to solve. And in that experience, I walked out being like, no one should feel like this, and especially women. What I've also learned is men buy weed for their women. They do. And
we get sent to the stores a lot.
Because you know why? Y'all will walk into anything because that's just what you're used to.
Yeah.
And men were women. We will go look you up on Instagram before we walk into a dispensary. So when we opened our doors, my number one customer was a 30 to 36-year-old male. And I created a space for her. And I was like, but the men loved it. They're like, I can buy weed in here. I'm like, yeah, come and buy weed in here. And but then now what women do is we take our time. And so now I'm inviting women. Men come in and they're talking to their girlfriends what to buy. I'm like, FaceTime her. FaceTime her right now.
Yeah.
And they do. And then she's like, oh my God, I want to come here. I'm like, yes, bring you and all your girlfriends. Like, this was a place for women to congregate. And now I have that. It's happening. Women come on Friday night before they go out. They're like, they all come dressed up.
It's part of the routine.
Oh, it's like, it's a dream come true.
I remember in college, man, I was, not necessarily the ladies' man, but I threw events and parties. And in college, you're the best friend of the girls at that point, right? Because it's like, I want to get in, Joey, get me in. And it's like, I can't, and I didn't have a car in college, so I was always getting driven around everywhere. And honestly, girls get sent to college or university with vehicles way more than dudes. The dads and the moms they want to keep them safe at the end of the day, which I get it. Not complaining, I get it. But I'm gracious of it, because on those Thursday and Friday nights, I was sitting in the car outside the liquor store when they were making it their routine. Oh, we got to go get the 3 or 4 bottles for the night or for the weekend. We're all piecing up on it. That's psychology. You have created a continuation. You've bridged that gap by truly, and this is what it is. I was talking with I was talking with a group the other day. You have to meet the customer where they're at. You have
That's
to
my
meet them where they're at.
Yes, I love that you said that because that's exactly like to me, we created that space of congregation because those were things that me and my girlfriends were doing. We just needed a space to go do those things, right?
And now you've made it even easier because you've been cultivating that community. You've been communicating those messages consistently. And now you have the ability to deliver to them straight to their pregame.
Exactly. Yeah,
Here,
it was the
starting
pregame.
next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Amazing.
exactly. Starting next week, delivery up, and I
Let's
can
go.
come to you now. I can come to you now, and it's interesting. I love your saying of meet the customer where they're at, because when you do walk through our store, or indica sativa hybrid, and it kills me too. I don't speak like that. However, that is where this customer is at.
Of course.
And so in my store, in our flower bay, we have indica sativa hybrid. And it was interesting. Me and my business partner were at it because I'm the Ganjier and I want to be like, do moments or do like.
Now be different, make the change, break the stigma of those words, all the things that were preached about, right?
Yeah. And then he challenged me. He's like, you could spread the word and create the new word because you're going to gain a customer, right? So he's like, you have to change them and you have the space to do it. So I was like, fine, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
And so now when customers walk in, what we do with our team is we train them that I have a customer that'll walk in like, and you can tell he's an avid user and you just know he's an OG. And then you're like, he's like, I need an indica. I was like, I love this for you. Tell me what you're smoking right now because I understand lineage and I can find something similar.
Of course.
But I'm thinking about that. And so that's where the question, and then he'll be like, I don't know what I'm smoking right now. That's a lot of people that see
sure.
present themselves in the form of I'm an expert, right?
Yeah.
And I meet them where they're at. I'm like, okay, we don't know what you're smoking now. But then what I ask them is tell me where you are, what you are doing, and how do you feel
the moments
you smoke.
What are you going for? What do you want to feel like? Because we can't necessarily recreate that to a T, but we can pretty much get close, and then we just have to ask that final question. Well, do you like this taste, or this taste, right? And then at that point, it's like, well, there's indicas that are this, there's sativas that are this, there's hybrids that are everything. Like, and oftentimes we know the OG heads, they don't like the sativas anymore.
No,
we know,
no.
like, and the older someone gets to, we notice that they don't really choose as many sativas.
No,
Yeah.
right? No, totally. And so we meet them where they're at. So what we do in those moments is we're training them. You like this experience, this strain offers this profile, right? And here, let's go look at like the terpenes. Let's go look at like what this is and how this will taste. Because a lot of people don't even know, like you just said something amazing. People present themselves as OGs. They don't even know what their favorite flavor profile is, right? Yeah. Or aroma profile. So right now, because it's Halloween, we did like a potion center. So I have a table set up in the store. You can smell terpenes that are diffusers. So I'm like, do you like these types of smells? Right. And then if you do, let's try these types of
strains. Because these smells are in these, predominant strains and whatnot.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? I think that's important.
And a lot of people are like, I didn't even know this was a thing. And they've smoked like cannabis for like since they were 15.
Right. It's funny. I actually just went to Walmart and I bought a 3-pack of terps, and then I bought the 6-pack, $12 versus $18. Right. Sure. And I was like, we were just using, this is the oldest trick in the book, y'all. Roaches and spiders, peppermint, eucalyptus, tea tree, right? There's a lot, these essential oils these terpenes that we talk about, Darsh, they're in most things. We have a flavor. If a zombie, I always say this to be funny, if a zombie were to eat us, would you rather us be fresh frozen, right? Or, rotting and stinky terps that are not, not attractive, right? And so it's like, what, a bear, a shark, pick your poison, right? It's the same thing. We have a smell, the flavors have a smell, everything out there has these essential oils that are a part of it. And cannabis, we use this phrase, the nose knows, right? Yeah. When the body is attracted to things that it's missing. Now, when I apply that generalized statement to like, I'm walking through a hike here in, Malibu mountains and I smell a flower, I don't think I need to eat or smoke that flower, but I definitely think that there's something to be said about cannabis and the psychological, just how it gets the synapses in the body and everything going. and how it's so different from inhalation, ingestion, topical, and all these different ways. You don't have to smoke weed. You don't have to eat it. You don't have to drink it. You don't actually have to put any of it in your body. Putting it outside is so much more powerful sometimes. Like smoking weed is not going to help my sunburn heal faster.
No.
It'll actually keep me damaged worse by keeping me dehydrated versus the right topicals. Even there's weed waters that exist. There's so many different things that are out there now that can really help provide a solution to somebody. And I go back to what you were saying, that the meeting, finding the right products for the right moment, meeting people where the consumer's at. I liked how your partner said, go change that stigma and bring the new people in. Because if I were to walk into Target or Walmart right now, and I were to go into an aisle that was called home goods and it was organized entirely different than it has been for the last, 20, like I'm going to be pissed and I'm going to walk out and be frustrated because a lot of people aren't going to even ask for help, right? They're just going to walk out as soon as they realize it's different. So I think it's hilarious that one, we're kind of forced to go that route, but yet you have identified additional layers behind that general set of words, right? Just 3 words: indica sativa hybrid. Oh, indica dom, sativa dom, whatever it is, right? Like, okay, cool.
Insane.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so crazy. But you have been able to put a terpene aroma bar there. You're able to talk and walk through people a variety of strains. I think that's huge. I think that's so huge to taking the conversation the direction you want it to go, which truly is an educational focus.
Yeah. And we're just not like, and when you really synthesize it, like all we're doing is talking about weed.
We don't have to make it too difficult, but I also think that having that conversation isn't really even that difficult. Bro, there's like 4 types of oranges at the grocery store right now. I don't know the difference. I buy them because of how they look and smell.
Exactly. It's funny because there's some folks on my team, and I love this about them. They're so like terpene centric, and they're like limonene in this and terpinolene in this, pinene in this, and I'm like, okay, this is great, but customers don't understand that. Like we need to talk like we're just talking to our friends about weed.
Yeah, I always say, and this, as a former medically certified bud tender, Dharsh, I remember it was really important that, and I learned this in college too. So I remember taking this and piecing it together and like, Mom, I'm so proud. I'm using my degree and it's weed education. Like people learn in 3s, right? Yeah. And so if you can equate that fancy scientific word that nobody knows anything about to the 3 flavors or aromas that it really does, and then you can touch those things into 3 different strains, they're already going to take your word, but now they're going to start to slowly remember each of those individual layers of education. And that's when it becomes, the goal of the business is to grow revenue, not just sustain, it's to grow. And so when you think about upselling, I actually had a client back in the day, Dharsh, that we had arguments about upselling. They refused to upsell. They had a culture of not doing it at all. And I walked in on day 1 and was like, yo, it's 98 degrees outside. Can you please, why did you not mention to me a beverage? Like, that's a terrible choice to not recommend me something that's like good for the rest of my day. And I go back to the subtleties of being able to mention things in groups of 3s. Hey man, it's hot outside. Are you going hiking? Hey, I noticed, you're ready to go to the beach. Like I see that, I see that everything. Or you got like whoop-de-whoop. That conversation starts to help you make more intelligent recommendations at that point. And you're telling me an upsell when it's 98 degrees? Nah, man, I'm trying to survive. Like, just give me a drink, right? Like,
and it should be presented as that.
Come on. All right, let's keep pushing forward, Dharsh. You and I this is the dangerous thing. We could do this all day. Okay, so the current update delivery for Joyleaf, you can do it now, but officially Monday.
Yes. So today, actually, right before I came to see you or talk, we had our inspection with our inspector. So we had all of our drivers, and so we got all the cars checked and got approved. And I just sent him off an email, and we should be good to go for Monday. And so I'm really excited. Marketing going out, email going out, social media. It's all going to start. And I'm really excited about it. My business partner, his background, he created an online delivery service. So from his expertise and just from what he's learned with food, I know food and weed are different, but they are complementary of each other.
Yeah. The internet, though, is not different in how they operate. We have worse technology than they do in the food world.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we have his expertise. So I'm really confident about the team that we put together and the fleet that we're building and the service model of what we're trying to create. So we're going to deliver over $75 minimum basket to get to you. Within 90 minutes, we will, once you put in your order, you'll get a window for 90 minutes, or you can do ahead. And we're going to deliver initially within a 3-mile radius of the store.
Wow. I saw on your website, maybe this is a good time to we'll pull it up real quick. There's a bunch of different places that you guys are going to deliver to.
Yes, there's various zip codes that we've identified here. So yeah, so Roselle is a town. In Elizabeth, that's just east of us, and then there's Cranford, Kenilworth, Garwood, Linden.
So that's 9 cities, including the one you.
Yeah, so we're within a 3-mile radius of those towns. Yeah.
That's impressive. And for those of you guys watching, this is a good time for us to take a quick moment. One, I want to shout out again our sponsor. Shout out to Seedless Media for letting RMR do its thing, man. It's dope to be here with you today, Dharsh. I really appreciate it. I appreciate our sponsor, and I appreciate you, Dharsh, because it's cool, man. I love learning about dispensaries. And again, everybody, look at the inside of the store, right? Obviously, the balloons are not normally there because that's the opening stuff. But, like, look at these display cases. Look at this entryway area where the check-ins are.
I call that the cipher. It's like a circular.
Yeah.
So usually I stand right in front of it where people walk in and I greet them like, welcome to Joyleaf. And then they either go to the kiosk or go shop the shelves. Yeah.
And then you've got the display cases here, right?
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about, how we put out all the products so that you can see. So even the vape carts would be out. So this is our vape cases. And so people can see and they know what they're getting when they open up their packaging.
Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to pull up another one here too while I still can. I've got your guys' Google profile here so we can just pop in and check out some of the beautiful photos that you guys have. This is an outside area, so it's cool. You guys are in like a bigger plaza area. It looks like there's a pretty sizable parking lot.
Yeah, there is. So it's a huge parking lot. It has about 200 parking spots. So you have a lot of businesses that are in there. So we get good traffic, and then there's a Home Depot.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is the pre-roll sativa hybrid indica.
Yeah.
So those are the beautiful walls of the flower. God, look at this photo, man. Shout out this photographer, y'all.
It's Craig Smith. He's our local photographer. Craig was waiting for us to open. I met him at a cannabis event as a photographer, and then he waited for us to open. And the funny thing is, on grand opening, we didn't have a photographer. And then, so now he is the resident photographer.
As it should be, man. These are absolutely beautiful. I mean, again, you look at the spaciousness of the overall showroom. Again, this is that area where you were just describing, standing there greeting the people. This is looking in from the entrance at the whole floor. You guys have the point of sales there in the back and that pink, in that nice vibrant pink neon area. Yeah. Again, here, another angle here of the showroom floor. I mean, it's clean, it's crisp, it's well presented, it's very clearly organized, and as you said,
right product for the
product for the right moment. I think that's going to be on. Is that on a shirt, Dharsh? What's the deal?
Yeah, no, that's not on a shirt. Should I put it on a shirt? You tell me, Joey.
Yeah, that's like tat worthy, man. And also too, that's not everything about that is dope. Like I have to applaud you on just the cool factor of that. Number one, I definitely rock with that. As a medically certified bartender from back in Seattle, I was taught to understand cannabis at the level. The core foundation is that weed is different for everybody. So if you can break down what they're about to go do, what they really use it for, what they like in terms of flavor and food and things in their, things and beverages and edibles in their mouth, like you can know a lot about somebody. Right. And at that point, you can provide really, really strong, powerful recommendations. And shout out to the homies on LinkedIn over here, making sure that smells like bacon and fresh donuts. Be careful what you ask for there, Michael. You never know. I'm sure somebody with a vape is working on it. You know what I mean? Like that's the crazy reality there. Now we're going to continue on a little forward. We already talked about how, being a Ganjier has helped you grow the biz. We've talked about the current delivery update. I want to touch base on, you're a smoker and you have to curate products for your store. We're on the North American Weed Tour. when we're on that tour, we're all about helping people discover the best of the best. You have Clade 9 there in New Jersey. There are top fiver there in New Jersey, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, who are the best brands by category? I'm just going to do a quick category mention. First things that come to mind, we're shooting for that. Okay. This is just, we were talking ESPN and Sports Center. We're going for it.
Oh
All right.
my God. I feel like
You're on the hot seat, Darsh. Here we go. The New Jersey Terp hot seat. Okay. We'll end with flower. First things first, topicals never get enough love. The health and wellness never gets enough love. Darsh, women is supposedly the category for health and wellness. Who are the best ones there in Jersey? Ready, go.
Topicals right now, it's Escape Artist. And so what I love about Escape Artist, they actually have blends. So it's like THC, CBD, CBG on it. So a lot of customers are liking it. And they also, they have two types of scents associated with it. One will have lavender in it, and the other one is like a pepper. And so you're getting that beta cryophyllene from the pepper, and you're also getting like the linalool. So there's healing that happens in both types of terp.
Certain ingredients help penetrate the skin. It comes down to traditional dermatology at the end of the day, and how well your infusion is, plus the inputs matter greatly. If there's not other cannabinoids, then you're pretty much just getting an area of your skin high.
Yeah, totally. I feel like when they've come to the market recently, I feel very confident like recommending that. I at one point I was sending people to another shop, a CBD shop, because I'm like, we didn't have anything. It's not.
Yeah. I did see in your photos an RSO.
Yes.
And I think I saw tinctures as well.
Yes. So we do have so tinctures we do have. We only carry one tincture is only live right now in New Jersey. So it's Avexia. So I'm looking forward to that brand and more brands to come in for tinctures. For what was the other one you said?
RSO.
The RSO, I'm going to pass.
I hear you. I mentioned that product because for so many people, that's such a powerful medical resource.
It is. And I would say there's certain brands currently in the market like Verano. They have an RSO and in a syringe. It works. I think there's an opportunity for to expand that market.
I would agree. Where I come from, RSO is available in a variety of ratios at about $25 a gram.
Yeah, not here. That's why I was like, I would pass. We're not ready to answer that question.
No, that's perfect. And I think that perspective is huge. It goes back to the landscape of the market there. And I think that even just you saying that gives people, that presents an opportunity for people to really double down and start creating a product that someone is proud of, who knows that at a high level, right?
Yeah. I know that there is a customer for it. And I know we can carry it. We carry some things to have it, but I would say there's opportunity, especially.
Now, one of the other smaller categories historically is going to also be that beverage sector. It's a growing one. It takes effort and marketing to grow it, but once people get on it, they like to drink while they're smoking. That motion is still continues, right?
Yeah, and I think people still want to do drinking.
Right. What would you consider? I don't remember seeing the photos, just like a fridge out there on the floor. Here in Cali, some of these places got like 4 fridges. That's pretty wild. But there's just so many brands. And in New Jersey being a newer market, do you have anything that you would put your name behind in terms of something that's kind of tasty or effective there?
Right now, what's currently in the market that's been effective, it's actually Select and their mixers.
Yeah.
So it's a dash of sweet.
The squirt bottle, right?
Bottle. So a lot of people like those, and we actually curated them over the summer and made like mocktails with those.
Yep.
So those worked and people loved them. Right now, so recently Jersey just passed like drinks, and they would have 5 milligrams of THC.
Cool.
So I know there are brands that are working on bringing products to market.
Nice.
So I'm excited for the spring of next year to see.
Even that mixer one from Select, that's probably going to still be a tincture tech then, huh?
It will. Yeah. It's a tincture and I categorize it as yes.
Yeah. You're not. No one just squirts Mio directly in their mouth or Crystal Light juice mixers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Cool. That's pretty dope, though. Still, nonetheless, I remember when they were here on the West Coast before they bounced over and focused their energy over there. Those were definitely pretty popular, and they were popular for a number of years. So that's pretty exciting, and especially considering you guys will have beverages coming online. I love low dose beverages. I do not ever buy. I am known for reviewing products and consuming weed, but I'm not a proponent of the 1,000 milligram drink those and eat that. Now I got kidney problems. I can't do that. You're gonna kill me. And so I love drinking 5 milligram low dose sparkling fruit juices
Yeah.
and the sugar free sodas, and there is a variety of seltzers that exist that use just real fruit juice. Um, and so I'm excited for that. I cannot wait to go to New Jersey and be able to drink more beverages. New York is a little bit farther than you guys in that space.
Yeah, no, they are. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I really like Heirloom
Yeah,
in New York.
those ciders are delicious.
So good.
It is, and I gotta be honest. I come from Washington, right? And Treetop apple juice is from out there, and so I'm not beefing with the quality by any means. Just that stuff is so sweet. It was like 50 to 75 grams of sugar. As soon as I drank it, my stomach hurt really bad, and so it was like, damn, man, this is so good. But it was like as sweet as a popsicle. You know what I mean?
Dessert.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But, nonetheless, there's opportunity for even a variety of more of those types of beverages to come. Give me the half sugar, give me the no sugar. I'll buy all of them. I love Martinelli's. I love sparkling everything, man. Just juices,
Yeah.
juices, juices. That's my thing.
I
Now,
think-
I want to know, we got a couple more categories to bounce through. The big one that I saw that was kind of missing out there was the concentrates area, the dabs. There was not a lot of rosin, if hardly any. There wasn't a lot of live resin variations and the different types of oils that you see flooding Oregon, flooding Washington, the diamonds and sauce, just all the things, right?
Yeah.
What's going on there, Dharsh?
Yeah, I would say you're absolutely right. That is what's happening. There are new cultivators that have come on, or manufacturers that have come on. Onyx is one of them. And so I would say they've come out to New Jersey, and they were the first to do fresh pressed rosin.
Okay.
And so where we are right now, based on the flower, also,
Yeah.
made. So we're like it's the whole supply.
They're tied together. They're tied together.
So based on that flower and what we're getting, we've elevated it, right? But again, to your point, there's opportunity still to go up. And it's interesting. There are new manufacturers that I know that are coming on, and like we are oversaturated in this marketplace right now on distillate. Like everything's a distillate vape. Like I want to get sexier. Like I look at my case and I'm like, this is not sexy. Like nothing on here is like I feel excited to sell.
Yeah.
Right? It needs change. And so I believe there's opportunity for rosin and resin, but it all starts with the original fresh frozen and those capabilities, right?
Do you feel that's because the flower market is consuming all the flower and there's just not enough supply yet to make enough rosin and live resin products?
Yes, and also the manufacturers and the capabilities, right? And so who has those capabilities to do it? So there's certain ones that will come on. So I know people are waiting for their manufacturing license. They've gotten their machinery commissioned. So we're in the process.
Yeah.
Later, I would have loved to have a lot of new concentrates for Q4, especially for holiday.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so, but I'm again, Q2, it's timing.
Dang, that's crazy. But these are the growth phases. I remember in the early days of our market back home, there was a similar issue when it comes to it all comes in waves, right?
Yes.
I do want to shout out when I was in Jersey, MJPX, I believe.
Yeah.
They had some really good rosin vapes, and I did take a dab of their rosin. I believe when I slid over to Massachusetts because they're in both states.
Yeah, we carry them. So yeah, we do carry them, and
that shit was fire.
And they give a good value price. Like I sell a 1 gram right now concentrate for $65. Like it's good value.
Yeah.
For rosin.
Good value for rosin, y'all. Okay, we're gonna keep pushing forward. We only got a couple left for you guys, man. I appreciate you, Dharsh, for hanging out. Let's see. You got a favorite pre-roll, and let's get into flower and vape. So actually, hold on. Before we get into pre-roll and think vapes, hit me with the vapes. Who are your popping vapes? You just said you weren't that stoked. Get behind one of them though. I know you got one that you're like, yeah, these guys. I like these guys.
Yeah, you know who I like actually? I like Illicit. They're actually in. Do you know Illicit?
I'm going there in a couple days in the Missouri place.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, they're Missouri guys, so they're great guys, and so they took over another grow that now they brought in their genetics, and so they're using their genetics into their vape. So I like their packaging. I like it's just a standard cart, and we also have their disposables. Their carts do better, and ours not my store. So yeah, I like Illicit.
Shout out to Illicit, man, making a little cameo here today. My
Oh, look
guy
at
John Bond over there was literally just on our podcast the other day. So big shout out to
look at
Illicit. They are our first host for Missouri. We're going there and then visiting a couple of their From the Earth locations, and then we're sliding to the other partners for the Missouri after that. So big shout out to MJN Pack, big shout out to Illicit. Man, love those guys over there. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Pre-rolls and flower. These are huge categories. Oh, and edibles, right? Do you have an edibles? You got a favorite edible?
do. I'm a Camino. So they just came to New Jersey. And so what I love about them is they are all moments. And what I love about them is they created moments in a 5 milligram microdose, or even a microdose, a 2.5, and then a 5 milligram, and they brought me 10s. So I like have a whole variety, good flavors, sweet
Yeah.
and sour. So you are talking to a whole like that taste customer and that wants those moments. The variety is great.
They got sweet, they got sour, they got sleep, they got focus, the THCV one with pineapple and lemon. They got all the goodies, man. That peach one, that sour peach.
That one does well in our
Bro, I cannot tell. I will be the first to tell you that I was legitimately addicted to those. Like the actual word. Like I had to question, like, yo, I don't think I should buy these anymore. I'm still fat. Like I'm working out, and this is I'm cheating on my gym right now. You know what I mean? Like
I'll get to
those
get
were
you
so
some.
good.
Yeah, I'll get you some non-infused ones when you come.
Oh no, please don't. Then I'll because what I do, Darsh, is I freeze all my gummies and candies, and then I suck on them and eat them before I go to bed. I
Wow,
mean,
I'm gonna try that.
yeah, especially with the gummies. I love doing that. It tricks
Yeah.
my brain so I don't eat other things that I'm not supposed to, and then just one of them. It ends up being four. Like right now, I've got some. Right now in my freezer, I've got some cannabis infused peanut butter cups, and they're definitely frozen in the freezer.
Love this for you.
That's why I forgot. That's why I couldn't sleep. I woke up so early in the middle of the night. I forgot I ate that.
I am doing a whole reel on this.
Okay, we got to get to the important stuff. The flower. You got Clade 9 there. You got. What do you think about Garden Greens? They're my other top tier one out there.
They are, I love both of them. They are great partners to me and we do great business together. But there is someone new that came to the market. And can I tell you who my new favorite is?
I am so excited right now because I'm trying to smoke them. Who is it?
It's only in 10 stores. And in New Jersey, only in 10 stores. And I'm one of them. And they are, so the brand is called Daily Muse. However, the cultivator is Niche Cannabis. And so Daily Muse, it has unique, so these guys are legacy operators that have become licensed.
Okay.
And so they grow up in North Bergen. And so it's literally 4 of them. And they have a 60,000 square foot facility. They have various rooms, but the rooms that are open right now, they're genetic. So I have garden animals, I have a lemon cherry gelato, I have a London pound cake. Oh
Yep.
my God, love.
That doughy cakiness coming through.
Yeah, it is so good. And they hand trim it. They buck it, they dry it, they cure it, and they hand trim it. And the trichome density on these nugs and the size of the nugs of their smalls, I'm very impressed with the quality. And they think this quality isn't good enough. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
of course. This is their first few runs with this, right? And so
yeah,
they're not like, oh yeah, we're not even close yet.
yeah. So I'm excited about this brand. It's only in 10 stores in New Jersey, and I would say best weed in New Jersey right now.
Wow. Daily Muse. And you said Niche Farms?
Yeah, it's Niche Cannabis is
Niche
the overarching
Cannabis.
brand.
Niche Cannabis Daily Muse. Wow. That's
Mhm.
super exciting, man. And honestly, too, like the strains that they're growing, I mean, those over the last 3 to 4 years here in California have been some of the banger strains. London Pound Cake, big shout out to Burner and Cookies for booming that one and making that extremely popular. The lemon cherries, come on, man, that shit is still booming everywhere. And your animals, I can't tell you how many. I used to sell dabs for a living. I sold thousands and thousands of units of dabs in the Dranwells. People love that stuff. So totally hear that, and totally understand why they're growing those because the people have been familiar with that for a long time. That's super exciting. Now, do you have a pop-in pre-roll out there? What's the goal?
Airheads from Garden Greens, their pre-rolls sell off the charts. And
Love it.
Airhead is everything all about heady in the air. We like the way that they burn. The next one, oh, if I don't say this, that'd be horrible. Miss Grass.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Grass.
You like the Miss Grass?
I like the brand. I think they're improving in their quality. It sells well. It connects to that consumer. It has moments, fast times, all times, quiet times, right? And so it's very easy for the customer, and it's a good pack size. And
Yeah.
the 0.4s.
Yep. Now I'm gonna throw this out there. I did not get a Miss Grass from your store, so this
Okay.
is not reflective of you.
Yeah.
But this comment definitely is reflective to Miss Grass.
Yeah.
I had it one time there in New Jersey. Someone went to the store and brought back Miss Grass.
Yeah.
Because of their brand recognition across the country, I was not excited. And then I smoked it and it made me not, and I literally put it out or gave it back to the guy. I was like, I don't need it anymore. That made me more. And so it's frustrating for me because some of these brands are so great at brands, but I have to question who's the individual doing the weed stuff sometimes.
That's fair. I think that's a fair comment.
It's not. I'm not trying to be rude or aggressive. It's just when something literally hurts my stomach because of the quality of the flower in it, and I'm, it's a $55 pack of joints or something this guy bought.
It is.
Like,
oh, it was 55.
Again, I don't know where he was or how much it was, but he was like, "Yo, I went and spent this much money. This is the pack I got," and I just wasn't. Where we come from, we're not used to having to spend the 65 a gram for that,
Sure.
for the rosin or whatever it is for the vapes, right? So it was like it was a little much for whoever just ran to the store. But he came back and it was just like, "Yo, I don't know about that," And then I did it because I was like, "That's what we had to smoke," and I was like, "Whoa, this is making me like not feel so great." And so I just have to challenge Miss Grass. Please reach out and rock with us and do some R&D. Include us on your PR. Include us on your stuff because your brand is so nice. The brand is so good. And I should never, ever have something from you guys that puts me in that kind of situation.
No, and I wouldn't want, no. And I understand what you are saying, right?
Because even if it was like here, they've been here in California. Like there's just certain, like Greenhouse has a certain flavor. I'm telling them this didn't even taste like it was that. You know what I mean? It was like I didn't even know they grew outdoors in New Jersey. It was so bad or average. And so it was one of those situations where Miss Grass, reach out because I want to provide that feedback. I want to be
in contact with them. I think
please, because ultimately it's like when we have these friendships, when we create these relationships with people like you, Darsh, it's like, man, I ultimately just want y'all to win. As a relationship, as that grows, as we spend more time, as your passion touches so many people in your community, we want that risk of a bad experience to continue to decrease and decrease and decrease.
I agree. And also I think it's interesting, as you say, with Miss Grass, there's other brands that are coming to market that are using these licensing agreements, right? Mm-hmm. And not in this example, but in another example, like I got expired product with these new brands that are coming, right? And so it's just like, you're right. You have to go back to that cultivator to hold them. Like, what are your SOPs? Are you following them through? Because these are licensing agreements that
100%.
Facility, but you're absolutely right. Right. And what are those procedures that you're going to put in place? Like, I think people ask me all the time, like, do you want to do your own strain? And I'm like, one, yes, I do. It's just, when do I do it? Because I really want to put time and energy to it. Because I'm like, you're going to believe, like, I want to see the weed that's grown.
Yeah.
My brand, and I also want to visit it, and I want to have those types of relationships.
You got to do it, Darsh. We did our own pheno hunt run back in Washington. We did we had a group in Washington reach out to us and give us the idea, and it's funny, we were thinking about them. They were the only ones that would have been good enough to grow. That list gets smaller and smaller, right? And like my partner Mitch went and visited it when it was growing, and then last minute they crossed it on something else because they got the cookies contract, so they crossed it with some cookie stuff, and they were like, trust me, it's going to be crazy. And ultimately it was, Darsh. So I have to push you in that direction. Like to this day, people told us that the weed that they bought from RMR back then was the best weed they'd ever smoked, and they still say it to this day. And so I trust that, and you will have that same experience as well. When you get to that point, it is very cool to see that happen.
Yeah, no, totally. I want to have, like what you're saying, I want to learn all about it on another time, because I'm like, I want to have that experience to be like, oh, you're creating something, because growing weed is about creating something.
Yeah, absolutely. And this leads us to our last question. Growing weed is about creating something, Darsh. Thank you for literally providing the easiest, smoothest transition. And you've been building something. Mm-hmm. And so what are you building next? What is next for you and Joyleaf? What's to come? I know you got delivery, but that's
Yeah.
just right now. That's just this 90 days, 6 months. That's a new daily thing. What's
Yeah.
next for you? Where are you headed? What are you doing? What's Joyleaf got going on?
Yeah. So I think so for Joyleaf, we want to create more Joyleafs, right? Like spread the joy. So I feel like this store was really about a concept and an idea that we had, and could we bridge it, and do people want that experience? And I
Mm-hmm.
think what we've learned is yes. And so we can now replicate those stores. Like I tell my business partner, and we're always looking for opportunities. I'm like, I'm ready to build store 2 and 3. I'm ready. And that's all based on opportunity and timing, right? And I think as operators, I've gone to visit certain stores, but I'll assess it. What's my risk? Do I want to manage that? So that's the next pipeline for Joyleaf is expansion. And delivery will go from 3-mile radius to we want to deliver to the state,
Yeah.
whole state. So that those,
Distribution locations and transferring products and doing those kind of things like a regular like you're shipping Coca-Colas to your stores.
exactly, right? So that's Joyleaf's footprint from a delivery standpoint and from a store
Exciting.
standpoint. I think it's interesting because I think just to share, like I'm one of the owners of Joyleaf, right? And I get the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to sit at a table with these amazing thought leaders. And then the other part of my life is I'm an educator first. Like I love education, I love learning, and I'm a customer. I'm just learning about weed to help me, and then I can just share what I know.
Right.
And for me as an education, like we've created my Cannadarsh, my platform, and so we love showcasing community, education, and lifestyle, and how every day like cannabis is just normal, and it shouldn't be like it's part of everyday life, and it can look
Absolutely.
different too. And so that's how we try to convey that. So from a Cannadarsh platform standpoint, we're thinking about it's interesting what's happening is I have a lot of relationships in the marketplace with all the brands, and I have a lot of people calling me being like, what do you think of this brand or this brand? And so I curate our menu,
Yeah.
right? I'm very intentional about it because I'm like, can we sell it? And is it authentic and intent? And that's the need to our customer.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I get calls from other retailers, there's like, hey, you're carrying this. What do you think of them? And you're providing that curation. So we feel like there's an opportunity to be like, how can we really take a curation opportunity, and how do we share those thoughts and what we've learned with other retailers who might not have that capability?
Right.
And
I love that for you, David. I mean, again, like you build community and you do it consistently enough, you
mhm,
get a couple skill sets in the form of content, and now you become a platform to help uplift other people.
yeah, right. And I think some of the challenges for other retailers is really not knowing what to carry and for
Yeah.
whom, and just helping them think through that. And they already have the answers. It's helping them think through that. So I'm excited about that. The other thing that I also do right now is I don't know if you've heard, there's a cannabis training academy that got launched by the New Jersey Business Action Center. And this academy is a free program that gives you skills and knowledge about how to build a cannabis business
Wow.
and how to get licensed. And so, and it's for everyone, and everyone can apply. So they just launched that. I'm actually a facilitator, and I teach level 5 business plan
There we go.
your application. So I'm excited to do that and help people think about their cannabis business, because what's going to happen is a lot of businesses are going to open, and you know what happens? Some businesses will continue and some businesses will not.
Yeah.
And so if they're going to start, the question is, do you really want to do this? And here's all the things. Now, do you really want to do this?
Right. I mean, again, going back to that research, going back to understanding, the more you know and prepare, either saves you the money or the heartache or the stress or the time, but
Yeah.
also too, it can definitely help prepare you for greater success. And I think that's something that, like, there's risk in every decision we always make, but there's oftentimes a very high upside. And it's not even about the word bullish, but I'm very bullish, positive, forward thinking, progressive about cannabis, right? And I
Yeah.
think in this world, in our community, you don't have to be, but definitely things go a little bit faster for you if you're active in the community and you're proactively learning and networking and helping other people. Things just come your way in a more positive manner, it seems.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, so that's what I'm excited about.
Amazing. Well, you got some big moves, Darsh. I'm very excited for you. Big congratulations on your inspection today and the delivery coming this week. and the growth over the next few months. And obviously, am I going to see you at MJ Unpacked or MJ BizCon?
MJ Biz, no, not in Vegas. Where's MJ Unpacked? Is it in New York?
St. Louis.
Oh no, I gotta stay here.
You're grinding.
Customers, I gotta bring them in.
And that's okay. Well, we're going to continue on our North American weed tour, and you're going to have to continue there helping, find the right products for those people that need it for a certain moment. So I appreciate you and your time today, Dharsh. It was really a pleasure hanging out with you before the episode. And of course, now here today on the actual show. For those of you guys watching, this was actually episode 3 of the New Jersey Cannabis Podcast. This is Respect My Region's dedicated podcast series for the state of New Jersey. We bring on local retail owners, local brands, with a focus primarily on women, people of color, and for New Jersey, by New Jersey. This is people from there. Myself, not from there, but I find it very interesting to continue to learn about these local areas that are with very passionate people, with great farmers and a lot of exciting products. And I think most importantly, growth. There's going to be a lot of continued growth and change for this there. And I'm excited for the local people there living in New Jersey to continue to have access to great cannabis and better and better and better over time. Dharsh, thank you again. What would you like to leave the people with for today so that way they can reach out, get a hold of you, or visit your website?
Yeah, I'm grateful for you, Joey. Thank you for the time and energy.
Appreciate you.
I am so grateful for being in the cannabis space. Cannabis helped change my life and heal my soul. And I'm so grateful every day that I get to, my best job is when I can sell weed every day. And I love it. And so what I'd leave everyone with is if you don't know what you're smoking, ask now and find out. And I know when you come to Joyleaf and come visit us in Roselle, New Jersey, 711 East First Avenue, we will help you for sure find the right product for the right moment. I'm grateful for the time. Thank you.
Joyleaf.com for those of you interested. It's also as simple as Google searching Joyleaf. That's one word, Joyleaf, Dispensary, New Jersey. It comes up right away. It's a beautiful location. Make sure you pull up. Thank you guys for watching today. Episode 3 of the New Jersey Cannabis Podcast. My guest, the president and co-founder, Dharsh of Joyleaf. We will chat with you guys next time. I love you all. Have a great rest of your week. I have another podcast coming up in a little